You ready?
Yeah, I'm recording on the video. So as you can see, she's put her hand on the sensor and the colors are coming up. Now they might be a little different, but kind of looking the same. The purple is a little brighter, the violet I should say. So as you can see, Cordelia has some very indigo around her, indigo blue, and she also has the violet around her. So essentially what that kind of means, well, not kind of, what it means is she's vibrating really high, because again, energy vibrates on a frequency, and so when you have a lot of violet or indigo into your aura, it just indicates that you're a very spiritual person, and you're connected, or working on that journey, and or connected with that. Yeah. And saying it's really nice. And the blue also gives off calm nature vibes, and what I'd like to call therapist vibes, where people just kind of like unload on you. And I think you know what I'm talking about.
Oh yeah, I do.
So, but that's another thing, like working with energy and like working with people and your magic. You kind of use that. I've used that with like that. So like where you have the calm, nurturing therapist vibes. So when you're vibrating at that level, you can kind of like, if you want peace and tranquility in your home, and within like a certain spell, like you're trying to do peace, use that energy, you bring that in, and you focus on that energy and bring it into your spell and infuse it, essentially. Because some people, they do infuse it into a sense, but they don't think about bringing in their aura energy, their life, their field.
So that probably be good for that lucid realm spell that I'm about to be doing too. So
Yes. And then I'm going to try to zoom in a bit on the chakras so you guys can see it too. It's pretty interesting. Like, as you can see, Cordelia's throat is very open. The chakra right where her throat is at, it's blue. Means she says what's on her mind.
yes, absolutely. I have no problem with that.
Yeah.
None at all.
Yep. And then, and so with that being said, she can always know that her throat is a very strong power for her, and she can use that in kind of
in the craft. And
when you're trying to win over a conversation or something like that, and trying to infuse that, remember, infusing it with your throat chakra and things like that, it just helps that. So at least in my experience, that's what I've been doing since I've learned it. I've been just trying to use that kind of energy and honing in. Now it's a little harder when you're not sure what color your aura is, and not everybody has access to a camera
right.
To somebody who can do that. But you can always kind of just, if you look up the colors of auras, and I'll just briefly kind of explain that, and I'll also include some documents in the description to links and stuff, so you can learn a little bit more. But it just, you can read about characteristics and you can kind of tell, because each aura color has some characteristics, and sometimes you can have more colors than just like what we see here. Cordelia is vibrating pretty high, and she's been working really a lot with her craft and her spirituality. So it's no surprise to me that these are the only two colors you currently have in your aura. But you can also have so many other different ones, like blue, green, yellow, red, same as the chakras that you see there, and like indigo and violet as well.
Yeah.
But also what this camera doesn't show, because this only shows like some basic colors. But what you can also see is like gold and silver and brown and things of that nature. Yeah, some people can see it, some people can't. I actually I know a woman who can see them, and she's the one who told me about the colors of my aura and things like that, and I was like, oh wow, yeah, that makes sense. And like, well, speaking of that, like if you have like a yellow, you're usually somebody who's very high energy. You try to use your intellect a lot and things like that. Fun fact, usually Aquariuses are yellow. So, well, and not that they have high energy, but like, they usually are yellow in my experience, a lot of them, because I did this readings for a while during that trip, and I learned a lot about people as well with that. Like you can kind of learn, like there's a lot of people that with the zodiac signs, like the same characteristics, they're usually sometimes the same color depending on where they are in their life journey. So
oh wow.
Yeah.
Well, like, do you see a lot of like Libras, like.
Well, so the Libra kind of depends. Sometimes a lot of Libras are like orange, and so usually orange is kind of.
Are you serious? Wow.
Yeah,
So.
some of them, like quite a few, and that's a lot of like characteristics and kind of like being adventurous, which I usually assert because the sacral chakra is orange, and that is part. You can kind of use that towards sexuality and things of that nature, and Libras are a little flirty. No offense, but
And untaken, but
yeah.
like no, but I have a lot of like earth,
and
yeah,
and that plays a part too, though. So it's like sometimes it's like if you got a lot of fire signs, you might be a little red too. So it just kind of depends. I'm not saying that that's for everybody, but I've noticed.
So
there
from the
could be a
looks of it,
trend.
it looks like more of like water and earth.
And yeah, and really water is connected to the spirituality.
Yeah.
You know that in a lot of senses, so it's kind of makes sense. I'm not sure. Yeah, but and you're also on a spiritual journey too. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's another thing, because I know I've met a lot of different zodiac signs that are similar in color, but they're all usually either very spiritual or on some kind of journey for self-improvement. So I'm going to take a little, so we can stop the video